Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a paused game. We've got the Pandaren Brewmaster over here. Interesting. We got a Tiny up in here. And a Lion. These two, no fun. This guy, no fun. This guy, really not fun. The Shadow Fiend's Requiem of Souls is probably one of the most ridiculous moves in the game, especially when you're up against a melee team. And if we look at the enemy team, melee, ranged. I think he's ranged. And maybe ranged. But he has to get in nice and close because he has to pull you. But anyone who's close to the Shadow Demon is going to have a bad time. You're going to have a bad time. Looks like there's a quick initiation here from the Lion trying to hit this Shadow Demon as much as he can. Lena finally deciding to show some life in her lane. Oh my gosh! Jumps over the wall. That's a death. That's a death there. Chaos Knight going, I don't want to fight this. Maybe was thinking about going in and decides against it. Witch Doctor, pretty interesting guy. His Death Ward summons a deadly ward to attack enemy heroes. It has an attack range of 700 and attacks every quarter of a second. And it bounces around. And what that does is he just channels it for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean it's there for 8 seconds if he can channel it the entire time. And just bounces around hitting people. But this guy, Tiny, is one of my favorite heroes from the original Dota, and he's only better in this game. Because he's a bit more balanced. In the original Dota, he was a little bit too tanky for my taste. He almost felt overpowered most of the time. Because he can shell out stupid damage because of this and toss. Just these two abilities right here. He's a two-hit wonder, which is more than some people's entire singing careers. But those 2 hits can wallop you, especially when they're both maxed. And the way how they work is he throws down his avalanche and it hits you for the stun. Then he tosses you before the avalanche goes away. And what will happen is the avalanche will hit you twice. So this thing by itself can do 600 damage on top of another 300 damage from the toss. That is what I like to call an insta-gib. And he can do that pretty much any time through the game as long as you know how to proc it. Looks like there was a quick fight up here. Magnus getting some damage done to him by this Brewmaster. Brewmaster has a pretty interesting passive where he has some dodge chance and crit chance in him. And his crit damage is pretty high. He does double damage whenever he crits. Actually, that's not pretty high. That's about standard. Batrider mid, pretty common. Batrider has an ability, which is the sticky napalm. To me, it's just oil, but he calls it sticky napalm. And what that'll do is when he hits you with stuff, when you're sticky napalm, depending on the amount of stacks on it. Uh-oh. Lena getting killed in bottom lane here. It's a shame that I missed it, but it looks like she really had no choice. 3 of them are down there. And she got split off in some way. So if you're going to split off from your team and you're squishy, you're going to die. Even when you're Lena and you have a nice stun and the ability to burst. But Batrider's Q here, he can stack it, I believe, up to 5 times. And what it'll do is it gives him bonus damage. And, oh wait, no, not 5 times, 10 times. My bad. I'm remembering a different stackable thing, the Shadow Demon poison. But this gives him bonus damage, and if he gets all 10 stacks on you, like, there's really nothing you can do. You're going to die. And what he will do is he will use his Fire Fry. And this is basically a singed poison path behind him. Only it's fire. A bit more manly. Shadow Fiend hitting that invisibility rune. Pretty scary. Never good to have a Shadow Fiend running around with invisibility. What's going on? Oh, Batrider getting killed in mid. Just got ganked by Shadow Fiend. This bad boy right here. Presence of the Dark Lord. This guy's an agility hero, if I remember right. I think. So he has an ability that reduces people's armor. But his ultimate is stupid. It is just stupid. He has an ability called Shadow Blaze. You can have up to 3 of these. You have Shadow Blaze. Well, not Blaze, Raze. You can have up to 3 of these, which is a pretty OP combo. Differences with this guy is if you max all these, you have a lot less to put into your stats, but you have a lot more flat damage when you throw it down. He also has some nice necro mastery. And what this will do is gives him some souls. And the more souls he has, the more damage he will do when he uses this. Or this. Or this. Or this. And when he stacks up all them souls, which he does, he has all the souls that he can hold right now. He becomes pretty dangerous. Chaos Knight trying to get out of there and succeeds. Bat Rider dragging people through the fire and the flames. Nice. Nice. That was really nice. He has a displacement move called the Flame Break, where he throws out a little bomb, and when it explodes, it pushes people away from the epicenter of the explosion. Lion getting caught in the jungle. Was that Lion? Well, someone who was down there got caught in the jungle and killed. I think Lion was up here because Brewmaster's up here. But, no, he's not. Brewmaster was down here. Okay, so then that was Lion. Brewmaster is pretty scary. His ultimate splits him into 3 people. But, they go away after a time. But what he can do with that is when he gets low, he can just ult and then he has full HP again. So, just remember that. He's scurry. He, I believe, has a nice alcohol spitting ability. Oh, nice stun. Nice thunderclap. That's going to be a death there. Very good. Very good Pandaren Brewmaster. The Pandaren Brewmaster is a scary guy because of all that CC and all that damage. And he's difficult to fight because of this passive. 25% dodge chance, a fourth of the time missing your attacks. That can be the difference between living and dying. And winning and losing. He's very, very strong in 1v1s. Especially with a Monkey King Bar or a Skull Basher. Increasing his damage. Shadow Demon hitting his copy-making bullshit move on the Tiny to prevent the Tiny from counter-initiating. Tiny trying to set up for a big counter-initiation, but instead the Chaos Knight gets killed by Magnus, and so does the Bat Rider. Last minute Magnus showing up and kicking some butt. Shadow Fiend getting the last hit on the Bat Rider, probably using one of his Shadow Raises. Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon has a damage amplifying skill. Shadow Poison Release. Does a little bit of bonus damage. Think of it as an expunge, but only if you hit people with poison. And there you have it, folks. The Witch Doctor getting last hit by the Magnus. Caught him in mid at the last minute. He got trio ganked. Stunned by somebody and taken out by Magnus. In the meantime, Pandaren Brewmaster pushing up his lane, but does he know that they're coming? Does he know? I don't see. I mean, there's a ward here. It probably shows him that they're headed in that direction. Alright, he knows. He's getting out. Always good to see people knowing when to quit. It's a shame when people push and then they get ganked and then they have to go, oh, I didn't see that coming. Funny that his weapon looks like the sheep stick. Only less bony, more metally. Chaos Knight's ultimate is ridiculous. He basically makes 3 copies of himself, and you don't want to fight that, okay? Late game, when he gets built, one of him is bad enough, but now you're going to kill 3 of them? Yes, they take double damage, but they are definitely going to kill you before they die. They do a lot of damage. Looks like there might be a gank at the bottom here in the jungle. Looks like there is. Will we see that random stun? There's a stun from the Witch Doctor, and there's the kill. He used his stun to kill them, it looks like. Chaos Bolt there. He has a random stun, if you will. It has a minimum and maximum value. Meantime, Shadow Demon just in the wrong place at the right time. But anyway, back to the Chaos Knight's stun. It has a random number from 1 to 4. When he maximizes it, it's from 2 to 4. And that 4-second stun, when he hits that, that's almost a guaranteed death against him. He also has another ability called Reality Rift, and what that will do is pull you towards him and knock you back a little bit. It's a pretty powerful CC ability, to believe it or not. It's almost like a swap without the swap. His third ability is a passive called Chaos Strike, which is basically a crit chance, but a little bit more powerful. Brewmaster just got fucking erupted like a shitty-ass volcano. There was nothing the Brewmaster could do about that. Uh-oh, Magnus coming in, ready to fuck people up, and he does. Holy shit, did he fuck him up. However, Magnus getting taken out by the turret damage on top of the Chaos Knight's auto attacks, plus the stun. That looked like a blink. Yep, he blinked away. Uh-oh. They're getting initiated on. Oh my god, Lena. What the fuck? Where are you getting all this damage from? Lena with the surprise damage. Witch Doctor with his nice little heal, but it's not enough to keep him from getting killed. Someone just got turned into a frog. Got some nice polymorphing going on. Who's polymorphing? Is it you? Yes, it's you. With your Hex ability. I keep forgetting that Lion has an innate Hex ability. I never really see him use it. That's probably why. Brewmaster with the pro deny. That's going to make his death worth it, basically. Killing him is worth a lot less than killing that turret, so... Very good Brewmaster. Good timing on his deny. People teleporting everywhere over here. Sounds like it's raining. But I don't think it's raining. But it sounds like it's raining. Well, everyone scores pretty nice. The scores are pretty nice. Everyone going 6-1, 0-3 on the Lena. But Lena's still doing a lot of damage, so she's not entirely useless. Everyone's pretty positive in this game. For the most part, they're positive. It's always good to see. Everyone doing relatively good in a game. A couple people not having a good game, or they're getting focused. You have to remember that. Just because they're dying a lot doesn't mean that they're doing bad. They're just getting focused. And if you get focused, there isn't really much you can do. Brewmaster showing us an example of his lovely ultimate, turning him into 3 people that are really fucking hard to kill. Fire Guy getting low with the HP there. Fire Guy taken out. The other 2 are still alive. And as long as they're still alive, Brewmaster will be back. Magnus going in. You're throwing down all of those abilities and getting the kill with the help of the Shadow. Whew, shit. Shadow Fiend. Did you see that? Throwing down all that damage and doing all the damage needed to kill. And now he has all those souls. He's full on souls, waiting to use his Requiem. And that thing is going to hurt. The Lena getting caught out over here. And so does the Tiny. I keep like almost saying their screen name instead of the character that they're playing as. But you saw Chaos Knight using his CC there to keep the enemy from getting away. Holy shit! Did you see the damage coming out of that Shadow Fiend? Wow! More than half of the HP. From just that Requiem right there. That was ridiculous. Hit him like a fucking nuclear bomb. Hence why he's known as a nuker. Lots of bat riding around here, getting the creeps, killing the ancients, killing the golems, killing everything with his fire path. Because creeps don't know any better. They're just gonna run right through it. They don't know that Bubber Ducky is the best game ever. Illusion Rune given to the Shadow Fiend. Always dangerous for him to have any kind of rune, especially double damage. Uh-oh. Going to top, going for the gank. Here comes some big damage coming from the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend having a hard time getting the actual kill, though. Using his, you saw him using his illusion there to block the Pandaren Brewmaster from running away. Very effective. It's almost like a slow without using a slow. Suddenly Magnus coming in, probably going to use his shockwave to get the kill there, but he did not. What a generous guy. Doesn't steal the kill, just scares the shit out of him to make him not get away. That courier was dangerously close to the enemy. You do not want the courier to die. If it dies, you lose all the items on it, and then you have to buy another one, and they're not cheap. They cost almost as much as a gem of True Sight when you get another flying courier. So protect your couriers. Be responsible. Make sure that you are between the enemy and the courier, and don't let that enemy get a sneak attack in there. It doesn't take much to kill a courier. Shadow Demon tanking some minions right now, and I guess he didn't realize that the enemy could see him. And now he's getting hit by a Chaos Knight, using that Requiem, doing big damage. Holy cow, still big fights going on here. Everybody dying left and right, but it looks like it's going to be in the favor of the Dire team. Magnus, who killed a bunch there, just ends up getting dropped. Same with Lena. Chaos Knight, just too strong. His abilities do too much damage, but the big MVP in that fight was definitely this bad boy. Though his team lost, he did huge damage with that Requiem. Very well placed. Taking out one of the carries, but not enough to win the fight. This guy right here is who they want to kill. He's starting to do way too much damage. He can do up to 300% damage randomly. That is better than even crits. Plus another 10% of the crits there. His mojo. So he has like a really powerful crit, basically, is what I'm saying. You don't want to get hit with that. He isn't even going for his ult yet. I guess it's because he's not necessarily carrying at this point. He does have a Ring of Basilos, which gives extra regen and armor to those around him, which is lovely. His power treads will be great. You can switch these. Remember that you can switch these by using them, and you can use the different forms of it. Similarly to how the Morphling works. I might do a Morphling game next. The next Dota 2 replay that I do. You may have noticed that I stopped doing Smite replays. That's because Smite's replay function is broken or something, and none of the replays are showing up when I try to find them, so I've been going to Dota 2 to watch. I need to get better at casting this game anyway. A lot of stuff happens at once, though. It's very difficult to cast. But that's part of the fun in it. Looks like Tiny got an Aghanim Scepter. What that does, it gives him a tree. You may notice he's walking around with a tree now. What that will do is give him big area of effect damage. So, watch out. Having big cleave and extra damage versus buildings can make him one of the more dangerous pushers in the game, as he can take out turrets really fast. He's also very good at denying turrets because of that bonus damage. So he doesn't have to wait as long to get the turret kill. I don't know what the Chaos Knight is doing down here. Maybe he's hoping that the enemy will think he's gone. And he's going to keep split pushing this bottom lane. In the meantime, Yellow up here, split pushing top lane. Farming up a storm. He's got a teleportation scroll so he can leave if needed. Uh-oh, initiation. The Dire taking a lot of damage thanks to this Magnus. Magnus doing tons of damage to the enemy team, but he gets taken out by the Pandar and Brewmaster with his illusions. But instead of the Brewmaster getting the kill, it's the Bat Rider because of his fucking Fire of Doom. Lena ult, too strong, kills the Brewmaster, but then Lena, too squishy, gets killed by the Chaos Knight. All that's left is Lion and Tiny. I don't think either of them are going to be able to carry this. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Tiny, using his teleport scroll, heads down there. Blue, still farming in the jungle. He sees that his team needs someone to carry. And I think he's trying to pick up the pieces here. Probably trying to finish his build. I don't know if he's going to get a Sangha and Yasha. He might just stick with the Yasha. The only time that really a Sangha and Yasha is relevant is when you want to be tanky, and he doesn't really need to be tanky. The Yasha by itself is still very powerful. He just grabbed an ultimate orb. That can be built into a lot of different things. Oh, people don't like this game. Why? That's no fun. Oh well. Maybe they don't like it because it's one-sided. I think it was pretty exciting. The team fights are great. Looks like a nice little polymorph from the Lion there. Nets them a kill on the Bat Rider, who got CC'd to death. Literally. So now the Dire is a man short in this team fight. They're going to have a hard time. Another polymorph coming from that Lion, who throws out a stun, but the Shadow Demon saves him from the stun. But then he gets stunned again. And then he ults. Now he's back to full HP, and there's 3 of him. Nice stun coming from the Witch Doctor there. That could net the Brewmaster a kill. Oh, there's the kill. from the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight absolutely kicking butt this game. And it looks like that's going to be another kill there. Oh my god. Good Requiem of Souls though. He does big chunk damage to the enemy team. Can the Magnus use this to his advantage? Wow. Lion ult just bursting him down. There was really very little that that guy could do about that. Magnus doing a bunch of damage to the Chaos Knight, but Chaos Knight proving to be a little bit too tanky to die there. Good regen and good HP, good defenses. Usually overpowers everything. I'm going to see a shockwave at some point. Come on, throw down a shockwave. He's getting channeled here. He used the net, which is the Bat Rider ultimate. Magnus using his blink to get away and then teleport. Didn't get up the ledge there, but still far away enough to teleport away. Bat Rider doesn't seem very happy about his death. If he would have auto-attacked a couple more times, probably could have killed that Magnus, but Magnus is a tanky guy. He's hard to kill, and he does a lot of damage. Never a good thing to have a fed Magnus on the enemy team. Heading up to top lane, Shadow Fiend. Still a relevant player in here. He's got a Manta style. Powerful item. It gives you the ability to make illusions. And they do 33% of your damage, and they take a lot of damage, and ranged minions deal a little less damage, which is just all about balance. I mean, if ranged illusions did more damage than melee ones, it would be broken. You saw there that the Tiny threw down an item, and then they gave each other some potions. That's another nice thing about this game. If you're the more fed... Uh-oh, Mask of Madness on this Tiny. I think I have an idea of what he may be thinking. Blue getting caught out in top lane. We're going to see a Requiem at some point if he can ever... Oh, he already did it. There it is. And then he died. He got caught. Shadow Demon showing himself to be the better Shadow of the two. Witch Doctor just got killed by Tiny. Tiny probably using his OP combo. Oh shit, he's also got his Mask of Madness activated. The Mask of Madness has a downside to it where you take 30% more damage. Not fun. You don't want to get hit while that thing is going on. Some heroes that really take advantage... Oh shit. Oh, did you see that? Fucking Tiny destroying the enemy team with his AoE. Woohoo! Nice. That could be a game changer right there. The enemy is going to be gone for almost... Oh, wait a minute. Witch Doctor's back. He's going to stop everybody with his Witch Doctorness. I doubt it. Tiny pushing a lane like he should be. God damn. So much AoE damage from him. His passive ability, Crag Exterior, gives him a passive stun retaliation. He just bought a Yasha. Wants to get more attack speed. He's definitely looking to push. And split push and maybe even backdoor towers. Although in this game they don't like backdooring. You get backdoor protection on everything that isn't being attacked by minions. And that way the only way to kill stuff is to be fair and push with your minions. If you don't push with your minions, you don't get to kill it. It will heal back ridiculous amounts of its HP. It's still possible to kill it, but you have to really burst it down in some way. Lion landing his stun, doing lots of damage. Lion hurts, needless to say. Magnus getting caught here. Gets pulled into the enemy team, but then he uses his charge to get out of there, or skewer, if you want to call it by the right name. Gets stunned again and killed. The Dire coming back here. Looks like they might get some big kills where it's needed. Oh, he's dead. Lion, not much he could do up there. In the meantime, Shadow Demon pushing top lane, throwing down his Manta, and then blinking out in an attempt to escape. Tiny is transferring his pushing powers to mid, probably because he knows that the enemy team is going to try to block bottom, but then he goes, maybe I'll go back to bottom, and oh shit, here comes the combo, double proc on that one. Oh, gee. So much damage. That's an example of an insta-game right there. Easily almost 2,000 damage off of that. Using his teleport because he knows that the Pandaren Brewmaster doesn't have a stun. He doesn't have anything to stop him from going away. If the Chaos Knight was there, however, wouldn't have been so easy for him to get away. Top lane getting pushed again. Radiant team resorting to split pushing, but you gotta keep yourself in the game somehow. They're not gonna lose. They want to make the enemy earn their victory. Oh, I see a Black King's bar. Is that on him? No. Who had that? What are the Black King's bars? It wasn't him. Yes. Chaos Knight. Okay. Black King bar. Spell immunity. That's all you need to know. It decreases. Do you see the duration there? The cooldown gets lower, but the duration also gets lower. So instead of having a 10-second duration, which is an eternity of spell immunity when you really need to stun him, he'll have like as little as 5. Right now he's in the middle area. But although it has almost a microscopic duration with 5 seconds, which is still a long time. 5 seconds is nothing to scoff at. It's not as good as 10 seconds. Uh-oh. Chaos Knight using his Black King's bar again to kill the lion and succeeds. Look at those stuns. Stuns all day. So Lion, Shadow Demon, and Lena all dying in that fight. So it's 1 for 2. I think that is pretty advantageous to the Radiant because the Radiant just took a turret and 2 barracks for those kills. So, and a kill on the Bat Rider. We couldn't really do much to fight Tiny in that fight. Big Requiem from the Shadow Fiend, who then gets a kill on the Chaos Knight. They're trying to kill this Tiny, but Tiny hurts. Alright? This Tiny's going big damage, and he's hard to kill. Wow, how is he staying alive? That lifesteal. Chaos Knight, who bought back after his death, was able to come back in there and get a kill. Bat Rider pulling the Magnus where he wants him. Magnus trying to figure out what he's going to do to get out of this. Not sure if he's going to be doing anything. He got fucking baseballed all the way back over here. Not really baseball, footballed. Tackled and moved around. Manipulated and thrown. And just not having a good time. Shadow Fiend making it out of there with full HP. Meanwhile, Tiny going, hey, I'm still here. I can kill towers by myself. You better watch your butts. Speaking of watching butts, this Witch Doctor's not very tanky. And yet, even though he's healing, he's taking more damage than he's healing. Uh-oh. Crystallis, will we see a Daedalus in this game? Quite possibly, if he continues to keep himself farmed. Lena going in with her big ulti. That's what that electric beam was. Oh wait, she didn't use it. That was this guy's. They both have a similar ult, where they just throw out an electric beam or a beam of ouch, as I'll call it, and it usually is made to last hit the enemy. Her beam will do 950 damage base, and if she gets an Agamemnon Scepter, that's 1,250 damage with the Laguna Blade. That, for the lack of better terms, hurts. And there it is right there. She just used it. Tiny wasting his abilities there. Didn't really get a kill with them. Now he has to wait for those cooldowns, and those cooldowns can take a long time. 10 seconds on that avalanche. No fun. Bat Rider died thanks to that Lena ult. Shadow Fiend taking out the Shadow Demon, showing him, hey, you may be the better Shadow for a while, but now I'm the better Shadow, so fuck you. Witch Doctor trying to get in here, throwing around his stun, using his ult, but then he gets killed. This looks like the Radiant are about to take this game. They're definitely going to barracks this, or racks this, as the cool kids would say. Magnus still has his cleave from his empowerment. I would go back as Lion at this point. There's no reason to stay. If any of them buy back, they'll kill you. Shadow Fiend taking the kill on that tower. Not surprising, because he is an agility hero, so he attacks faster than everyone else. We've got the mid barracks getting taken out at the same time as the top, so now super creeps, or mega creeps, as they are called in this game. Look at them. Look at how beautiful they are. They're gigantic and they're everywhere. And now, in classic Dota 2 fashion, the Radiant is just hanging out in the enemy base, waiting for another opportunity to fight. Now, when you have the enemy up in their base, you can come up into this corner right here in the center of my screen here, where you're right next to the enemy shop, and you can shop out of that. So you can keep replenishing your potions, or you can keep upgrading your build, or you can buy wards, or whatever you need to stay alive. Some nice stuns coming from that Witch Doctor, but then Tiny's like, what if I just do a bunch of damage? And then the Chaos Knight's all like, what if I stop you from moving for a while? And then Tiny's like, well, whatever, dude, I don't care. Messed. Fortifications aren't going to help. I guess the Radiant's just BMing their fortification there. That looked like a BKB being popped on the Lena. Did she have a BKB? I guess we'll find out. She had something that she popped that looked like a BKB. Report Lena. Oh, come on. She was 7-9. She bought a BKB. Maybe that's why they want to report her. BM BKBs. Yep, there's Daedalus. Daedalus is very strong. Gives you over 200% critical damage, and 1/4 of the time you're going to be hitting those crits. And on Shadow Fiend, that's scary. Lena did no worse than the Lion did. Only died a bit more. Got more assists. She was a little bit more useful. Tiny pushing those lanes all day. He had 10 denies. Lots of denies. Lena didn't deny anything. She had pretty low gold per minute. She did do the worst on her team. I don't know why they would call for a report on her, though. I mean, this isn't League of Legends. There's no need to freak out. Pretty much average builds on everyone else. Well synergized with their items. Was a great game. Fun to cast. Have a nice day. Bye.